Hey YouTube. A lot of you may have heard by now that Saturday night about 11, Oklahoma had its biggest earthquake ever. And normally I don't, think about earthquakes. Try not to think about Oklahoma. But this earthquake I actually felt here in northeast Texas. Now that came as a shock. When I was in the Marines stationed out in California, they used to tell us all the time we were having earthquakes. Never felt a one. But here I am Saturday night, sitting in the chair here on the computer, trying to catch up on y'all's videos. And all of a sudden, the chair starts shaking. And this ain't a rocker. And my first thought was, I'm having a heart attack. I grabbed my chest, to see if I'm just shaking that bad that I'm shaking everything. I'm looking around, and my little dog's still laid up on the couch. He's not making a sound, not jumping around doing anything. And normally he, barks if the wind blows. Don't see nothing else moving. But I sit here and, then it finally crosses my mind that this is an earthquake. And about the time I thought of that, I thought, well, I wonder if my wife was feeling this. And she was in the other room, and I don't know if she was already asleep or not. And I hear her yelling for me. And I get up and go in there, and meet her in the hallway, and she, excuse me, she says, what was that? What was that? And I said, I think it was an earthquake. And she thought she was having a stroke in there while she was on the computer. Then she started seeing pictures and stuff on the desk, move around. So it was quite a bit of excitement, Probably didn't last 5 seconds, if that, but that's a long time when the world's moving. But, of course, one of my smart aleck remarks, was, yeah, well, this is just, one of the reasons I prep. And over the last day or so, I'm thinking, this wasn't one of the reasons I prep. If this was on the list at all, it was probably, way down below a zombie attack. Who would think, earthquakes in Texas? So, the more I thought about it, I got to wondering, well, it's just a natural disaster, you prep for it like you do anything else, because, an earthquake, you got damage, maybe your power goes out, stuff like that. We have tornadoes here all the time, and, that's our big scare. But an earthquake. So I got to thinking, how would you prep differently for an earthquake? Besides like they do in California and have to build their houses up to, earthquake code or whatever. How would anybody else prepare differently than you do for anything else? So I've been thinking about this for a day or two, and I thought I'd just throw this out there and see if anybody else had any thoughts. Is there anything different you can do? I don't see it. It's such a, unknown thing to most of us, an earthquake. But I really don't see how you could do anything different than what you're doing. But if you have any ideas,